Okay, so I'm just going to share the screen here. Rightio, guys. So getting straight into this. Okay, so this is the entrepreneur code, right? And what we're doing here is really, in my 14 years experience, I've realized that it's who you are as a person is what's going to give you the freedom. Now, I've had a conversation with all of you at some point, and I understand you have some different goals, but the one kind of common denominator from everybody here is freedom, right? It's absolute freedom, like freedom financially, but freedom mentally, emotionally, all of that. So what I want to do tonight is going to just give you that intro, first of all, into what we're going to be covering over the next 8 weeks, and give you some, really clear steps to take every week. This is going to be the most important thing. It's not just theory. There's going to be some real powerful information shared here as well for you guys. So kicking off from after bat, my favorite mentor of all time, Jim Rohn, he said, success is not to be pursued, it's to be attracted by the person you become. And this is just following perfectly after what I just said. I want to make you the most powerful version of you. Now, some things I can teach you, but a lot of it's actually inside you already. And my goal is to really just wake that up, okay? Just to activate that, just to turn the key on that after bat. So a little bit we'll get into today, a little bit of a summary about week one. I'm going to give you a very, very short summary about my story and how I got here, a quick look at some results and some comments from other clients, explain then the Facebook group, and a little bit more about the course, and getting straight into the outcomes for you and how we're going to launch this for you in this first week. Now, this first week is so important, guys, because what we're going to create here, this vision for you for the first week, giving you clarity on your vision, this is so critical. This is really so critical because you have to have a vision to pull you. I'll explain this today, but you have to have a vision to pull you forward, right? So a lot of people aren't focused. They're not in alignment because they don't really know who they are. They don't really know what they're about, and they don't have their vision locked in. So we're going to start with that today. We're going to give you that very, very, very clear vision right off the bat. Okay. So just make sure everybody is good. There's just someone else trying to get through here as well. So quickly, a bit about my story. I don't want to get into myself too much, okay? But I'm just going to give you a little overview about myself. I started speaking in 2007. I was actually in health and wellness initially. I was running gyms. And in 2007, I was 23 years of age. I didn't really know what I wanted to do, but I was very good as a speaker, okay? So when I was running gyms, I was leading group classes and things like that. That was kind of my first exposure. But then I started working on cruise ships. And on the cruise ship, basically, it was a sales job. Even though I was health and wellness consultant, I had a sales target every cruise of between $10,000 and $18,000. Now, that might sound like a small figure compared to some of you and some of your experience. But remember, people were only on the ship for 3 to 4 days. Every other day they were off the ship, right? So I had to sell $10,000 to $18,000 in essentially 3 or 4 days a week. And, within a few months, I was actually at the top in sales out of 147 ships. Out of 300 people, I was number one in sales. And the reason was my ability to influence people, my ability to move people, and my ability to connect with people. And that's what I'm going to be teaching you, especially at the end of this program. And when I say the end, I mean the last couple of weeks, is I'm going to be telling you exactly how to use influence, how to really master communication on a nuanced level, not on just the obvious level, but on a nuanced level. So in 2010, then I decided to make a move to go out for myself because I never wanted to work for somebody else. I mean, just give me a 1 in the chat. Just type 1 in the chat if you can relate to that. Just type a 1 in the chat. And I'm going to be asking you to type ones and numbers into the chat just to make sure you're tuned in, guys. All right. So give me some ones if you can relate to that you realize, I don't want to work for anybody else either. I'm the exact same as you, right? That's very important. Awesome. Everybody's engaged. I like that. Basically, I didn't want to work for someone else. So I went out on my own in 2010 as a coach, as a speaker. And, for me, 2010, it wasn't very sexy to be an entrepreneur. It really wasn't very, very sexy at all. Okay. A lot of people were, go to college, get a job, get a long-term job, all this kind of stuff. There wasn't many people actually saying, go out on your own as an entrepreneur. But I read Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Maybe some of you have heard of that book by now or read that book. And that flipped a switch in my brain. That's when I decided I got to go out on my own. So in 2010, I went out on my own and I joined a big marketing company, it's a network marketing company. And I built a team from 0 to 15,000 people. Okay, so I built a team of 15,000 people, and that was really a lot of sales-based, communication, but really a lot of leadership as well, a lot of personal leadership. So, with that experience and speaking a lot, I was continually building my speaking business, running events for companies and different things, all on sales, leadership, communication. That's what kind of gave me this huge experience as a speaker. And, in 2014, I became a coach, a professional coach. And since then, throughout those years, I've been doing a lot of coaching, a lot of speaking. And, on one stage, had a couple of times was 18,000 people. So, public speaking is an interesting topic for a lot of people. A lot of people are afraid of it, but I'm going to give you some kind of secrets to being a natural on stage towards the end of this 8 weeks. So that's basically a summary of my story. I wanted to kind of tell you how I got here, for the last, especially since 2011, 12, back then I was traveling 40, 50 times a year, speaking all over the world, from South Africa to Mexico to Thailand, North and South America, right? And I'm telling you that because I want to show you that, I've seen it all at this stage. Traveling all over the world, I've been on stage in front of 250,000 people. I've worked with hundreds directly, one-to-one, and thousands indirectly. And I want you to know I've seen it all and I've heard it all. And I'm putting everything from those years into this course now. Okay, so everything I've learned up to this point is going into this program. And I'm not letting anything out. So I'm giving you everything I have, basically. So this is just a couple of screenshots from some other people who I've worked with, either on a course or one-to-one. A lot of people, you can read them yourself on the screen. I'm not here to impress you, but just to show you that I've worked with a lot of different people. You'll see one here in the middle. When I first met Aidan, I was at a crossroads. I had an idea in my head, but I couldn't decide whether to take the leap. My first session, I understand that, I had to work on myself first. After months of sessions, I was successful in opening a very successful clinic. So this was one client I coached from an employee to now she owns her own five-star clinic, essentially, very, very high-end luxury clinic. She's in business like about a year and a half now, and she still gets coaching by me. So, a lot of people I work with are from employee to entrepreneur, or they're entrepreneurs and they want to go to another level. And what everybody realizes, guys, is that it's up to you. There's a famous saying, if it's going to be, it's up to me. So again, a lot of what I'm teaching you over these few weeks, a lot of what I'm teaching you basically is activating what's inside of you. I'm going to teach you some things, but it's really showing you how to master yourself first. That's very, very valuable, because too often we depend on external things. Okay. So moving on, here's another couple of ones here. Aidan has helped me change my career, my future. This one here I like, because this lady says here, I just wanted to reach out and say thank you for inspiring me to change my life for the better. And she said, even at the bottom, that you've inspired me to make a total change in my life. Like, you've changed everything for me. Like, that's my goal with people, is even for you guys from this course, is at the end, I want you to say everything has changed for me. I want you to go to a completely new level. So enough about me and my story, right? I don't want to talk about that too much, but I just wanted to give you some idea. The Facebook group, some of you guys have been added in. Some of you haven't jumped in yet, and I want you guys to jump into the Facebook group. This is going to be a very important part of our 8 weeks, okay? Because, the goal of this group is for feedback. It's for accountability. There's going to be questions you're going to have throughout the week, from week to week, that I want you to use the Facebook group. Okay, I really want you to use the Facebook group. Everything I'm talking to you tonight, I have some documents with some questions. They'll all be shared in the Facebook group for you as well. Okay, there'll be a Google Drive link there. You'll have access to that. So just don't be afraid to ask questions. Don't be afraid to engage. Okay. Also, guys, I see some of you taking notes. I encourage everybody to take notes, because there's going to be some things tonight that will really resonate with you. And I hope you got your mastery journal. Does everybody have their new blank journal? If you haven't got it yet, get one this week. Okay, I want you to have your blank journal, a mastery journal, because this journey is about mastery. So also in the Facebook group, something I want to create with you guys is where we celebrate wins. Now, the wins can be small wins, they can be big wins. They're basically breakthroughs you have, and I want you to share them. Some of you guys are still playing small because you don't believe you deserve success. You don't believe you deserve success, and you also are embarrassed to talk about your success. Give me a 1 in the chat if that's you. Give me a 1 if that's it. When you are successful, you're afraid to talk about it. You don't like, maybe you grew up in a country, especially if you're in Ireland or the UK, right? You're used to being told, don't show off, don't be bragging, this kind of thing, right? I want you to get comfortable sharing your wins. I want you to get super comfortable sharing your wins. So in the Facebook group, you're going to be sharing all your wins, okay? All your wins. So, no, let me close the chat. I want you guys regularly, even if it's a small win, I want you to share it. All right. Even if it's, I had an awakening this morning, I realized that eating this food isn't serving me and I've made a decision not to do it anymore. Share it and make it a hashtag win. Okay. This is so important. We have so many different types of wins you can have. I want you to get comfortable sharing wins. Now, some of you guys are going to be shy. Some of you love to post in Facebook groups. There's always some who love it. And then there's people who don't ever post. If you don't post a win in the Facebook group, I am going to hunt you down. I am going to hunt you down. Okay, this is for you. It's time to grow. It's time to get uncomfortable. So please share the wins often and support those in the group who have wins. Okay, I want engagement. You guys all have something in common here, and I want you guys to start building relationships because you're all like-minded. Okay. If you're not sharing wins, again, you're either not doing the work or you're not owning your success. I want you to start owning your success. This is a community. It's a family now. It's going to be more of a family every week. I want you to start owning your success. Okay, so put those wins in every week. And the best wins, I'll be sharing them. Okay, the best wins, I'll be sharing them as well on my platform, which some of you guys are following, and most of you are at this point. So again, when you're posting your wins, I want you to put a tag, hashtag commit to living. This is the message. This 8 weeks is about you committing to living. Most people aren't living. This is about you committing to living, and also hashtag the entrepreneur code. I want people to see this wave. I want to create this wave now, okay? And for all future people in the course. So when you have a big win that you're putting on your Instagram, put hashtag commit to living, hashtag the entrepreneur code. Also the weekly live Q&A. So this weekly Q&A is an additional chance for you to work directly with me and to get specific feedback, okay? So these are very valuable opportunities, these weekly Q&A calls, because all the action steps you're going to be taking during the week, this is now a chance when you're struggling with something, when you have a block, when you haven't been focused, the Q&A call is going to be like just sharpening you up on a Friday, okay? So the Q&A calls are very, very important. They will all be recorded as well. But I want you guys to try and be on live if possible. I really guys want you to be on live, okay? Because you can see the value, even the energy when you have people, when you have 10, 11 people on a call, it's very valuable, okay? So I want you guys to get on each call if possible. Okay, so there will be a form to register because I want to know who's going to be on the call. So on Thursday in the Facebook group, there will be a form to register for the Q&A call every Friday. So just put your name down on that. And also if you have any questions, okay, you will be able to post your questions ahead of time. So Thursday night or Thursday in the day, you can pre-record your questions. Now, if you don't put your questions, I might not get the chance to answer them. We might run out of time. Okay, so when it comes to the Q&A call, just if you're clear on that, give me an 8 in the chat. Type 8 in the chat if you're clear on that. That the Q&A calls, you have to register, and you have to, if you have a question, you have to put the question in a day before, not a week before, a day before. So just put an 8 in the chat if that's clear. Okay, now these Q&A calls are like a second session. Again, this is all extra stuff you guys are getting because I want this to be, you're the founding members of the Entrepreneur Code. I want this to be the biggest transformation you've ever had, okay? So I hope that's clear with everybody. Okay, the Facebook group, I hope all of that's clear. I hope everything is clear about the Q&A. If you have any questions, again, don't be afraid to post questions in the Facebook group. If I can't answer, someone in the group can answer. Okay, there's always some people paying more attention than others. Okay. So why is it called the Entrepreneur Code? To me, the word entrepreneur means responsibility. Okay, it means taking full responsibility for your life. That's what the word entrepreneur means to me. So from this moment on, I want you to commit to take full responsibility for you, for your performance, how you feel, how you look, everything. It's about the word entrepreneur is not about if you're employed necessarily. This is how I interpret it. If you can have an amazing job, an amazing career, making loads of money, being in charge of your schedule and running your life, that's an entrepreneur mindset. Okay. What I want you guys to have from now on is just taking responsibility. There's so much blame in the world today. Okay. There's so much people who are lacking certainty, who are shook from the chaos that's around us. There's a massive opportunity for people with certainty. And I want you guys to have certainty by the end of this 8 weeks. Okay. I want you guys to be able to turn your experience, your pain into power. I want you to turn your experience into an empire. Okay. Because you don't even realize this, some of you yet, but your pain is your business. Your pain is your power. Okay. That's why you struggle. You struggle so you can help the most other people. So from now on, there will be no blaming and no complaining. Okay, so even in the Facebook group, some of you guys didn't agree to the rules. I want everybody to agree to the rules of the Facebook group. No complaining. We're not here to complain. Instead of complaining, ask a question and find a solution. I know it sounds basic, but you'd be surprised how many adults are actually children. They just want to blame and complain and sulk. We don't do that here. We take responsibility, okay? So I'm not here to tell you this is a business you should do. You should be an online marketer. You should be a network marketer. You should be in sales. You should be a coach. I'm here to bring the business out of you. I'm here to bring the freedom out of you. That freedom is inside of you. The reason you are on this call, guys, is because, okay, and we have people, by the way, I just want to say we have people from America, from Canada, from Denmark, from the UK, from England, from Boston, America. We have people from all over the place here, which is super cool, by the way. So it just shows you there's people all over the world thinking the same. And this, I want you to keep that in mind. Your business is global from now on. You start local, but you think global, okay? And there's a business inside of you. And at the end of the 8 weeks, I hope that you will have a new business or a better business, an improved business from this course. Okay, I want you making more money, living more a life of freedom as well, not just financially, but obviously spiritually, emotionally, all of that. So for me, I always believed that creating your own path was the only way to feel truly empowered. And that's what the Entrepreneur Code represents. Okay, it's about creating your own path in every way, in how you think, how you feel, how you behave. This is about creating your own path. This is hugely important. This is the commit to living movement I talked about. Okay, commit to living, truly living. Some people are just existing. Would you agree? Most people are just existing. They're not actually living. Together we can start this movement. You can be part of a movement and you can create your own movement. Okay, so again, by the end of the 8 weeks, we want to bring out the most powerful version of you. Who's ready to have the most powerful version of you? Give me a 1 in the comments if you're ready. I love you all guys having the cameras on, by the way. It's so amazing. You all actually followed the mission. You look fantastic, all of you there. You look a lot better than me anyway, I tell you that. You look great. Anyway, let's continue. If you're ready, you're ready. I love it. I love it. It's amazing. Okay, so I love this quote from Mark Twain. 20 years from now, you'll be more disappointed by the things you didn't do than the things you did do. And this is so true. Okay, I want you guys to really make a decision now to go all out on yourselves. This whole 8 weeks is about you. It's all about you. So what are we going to cover in the next 8 weeks? I know I told you this, a lot of you guys on the call, right? But I just want to summarize because maybe you forgot what you're going to learn. So here is just some of the things you're going to learn, okay? And what you're going to develop, enhance. Some of you guys know a lot of this already. You know, most of you are, all of you are very successful. Some of you are really successful and you're happy what you are, but you want to change direction or you want to elevate to a new level, okay? You're going to, over these 8 weeks, get much more vision and clarity on who you are, what lights you up, what sets you on fire. You're going to have way more clarity. I'm going to show you where your patterns are coming from, where your programs are coming from, how to heal yourself. Okay, teach a man, or give a man a fish, feed him for a day. Teach him how to fish, feed him for a life, right? I don't just want to put a band-aid on the bullshit that's inside your head. I want to show you where it comes from and how to heal it. Okay, if you're ready for that, give me a nod. Beautiful things here. Finding your truth. This is something I've been preaching for years. Most of the stress in the world is total bullshit. It's only from being out of alignment. Okay, what I want to help you realize this 8 weeks is to get completely in alignment with your truth. Okay, that means you're living from your higher self, that inner voice, that higher self that's inside of you, that some of you have been listening to more than others. By the end of this 8 weeks, you are going to be listening to that voice. Okay, this is where fulfillment and happiness lies. It's the truth in you. We're going to talk about unlearning to learn. All those programs you have, we don't just paint over them, we unlearn them. Okay, and we unlearn them by replacing them with new programs, new patterns, new rituals. We're going to talk about language empowerment. Okay, most of you guys are lazy with your language. Most people are lazy with their language. Not from today, no more, okay? You will not be lazy with your language anymore. You speak your life into existence with every single word. And over these next weeks, I'm going to show you exactly how to use your language to speak your life into existence. Now, when you use all of these things I've mentioned so far, you're going to raise your vibration. Now, maybe you don't know what vibration is, but everything is vibration, okay? Everything is a frequency. And when you feel good, you're on a high vibration. Okay, when things are flowing, when hours pass, you don't even realize it feels like minutes, that's raising vibration. I'm going to show you how to raise your vibration. This is for the law of attraction. This is for synchronicities, when things just work out. You ever have times when things just work out? That's all because of the level you're vibrating at. I'm going to show you how to raise your vibration. And this is not airy fairy. This is real stuff. I've been using it for 10 years. And that's how I'm in a 4-bedroom villa in Marbella right now. It's not because I'm that special. I can tell you that much. I can tell you that much, but it's because I've mastered these things. I've learned how to master these things. Okay. Then we're going to get into self-confidence, self-image. Okay. Real self-confidence. Real self-confidence is silent. Real self-confidence is silent. It oozes out of you. It's how you stand. Okay. It's who you are. Your self-image, then, most of the problems people have is because of their self-image. We're going to talk about rituals. We're going to get into some of those rituals shortly. We're going to talk about your identity, because you can never outperform your identity. How does that sound? You like what you're going to learn over the next 8 weeks? Give me a 1 in the comments. And if you're really excited, give me lots of 1s. Lots of 1s. We need more 1s here. You're not excited enough, guys. We need more 1s, more 1s, more 1s, more 1s. You never realized you needed so many 1s in your life. Okay, that's good. Well, that's just half the list, because here's the second half of the list you're going to learn over the next 8 weeks. We're going to talk about relationships, empathy, networking, because to be successful in business, you have to master relationships, but also to get fulfillment in your life, you have to have good personal relationships, romantic relationships. I'm going to show you how to improve all of your relationships, how to use empathy as a beautiful thing that's going to change your life, how to network, how to collaborate to add value, so that when you're building a business, like, collaborations can multiply your income. Collaborations can exponentially grow your business. Okay. And I'm going to show you the importance of adding value. We're also going to talk about leadership, personal and group leadership, how you influence other people, how you lead people. So maybe you're a team leader in a job. Maybe you want a promotion to be a team leader. Okay. I'm going to teach you how to be a kick-ass leader, like, honestly, a leader that everybody loves to follow. We're going to talk about the coaching philosophy and how you can use questions, okay, as a coach, how you can be an unofficial coach in your life to make a difference. We're going to talk about some entrepreneurship strategies. We're going to then, at the end, talk really about communication, influence, attraction, persuasion. because everything you want, other people have. Everything you want, other people have. You want a promotion, someone else has it. You want a new boyfriend, girlfriend, that involves someone else usually, unless they're inflatable. But even then, you got to be able to purchase at a good price. So everything you want, other people have, okay? If you want more sales, you got to be able to sell to more people. So attraction and persuasion is critical. And becoming a powerful speaker. I'm going to show you some strategies on how to be a great speaker, one-to-one, on camera, and on stage, okay? Because the events will come back. And when you're creating a movement, you're going to have to speak. Maybe it's only 5 people, maybe it's 10, but the ability to speak will multiply your income exponentially. So that's what we're going to cover over the next 8 weeks. I hope you're excited as I am. Good Lord, I hope you're excited. So what are some of the outcomes you're going to have? Well, understanding who you truly are. This is very important. What your purpose is. Knowing your programs, your patterns, healing yourself, all the stuff I told you about already. Identifying your gifts, becoming a person with self-confidence, immovable self-confidence, being more magnetic, higher vibration, multiplying your income, becoming a master of persuasion, and having a clear, actionable path. This is critical, a clear, actionable path, okay? Strategies, execution. So your mission, your commitment, your promise, we need to talk about this. We need to talk about your commitment. It's easy show up every week. I'm not going to lie. It's easy jump on a Zoom call for an hour and a half once a week, okay? It's easy. But what's not easy is to stay committed to what you said you'll do. You know, if you do what you say you'll do, you'll separate yourself from 90% of the people in the world. Because most people, men, women, they don't do what they say they'll do. Would you agree with that? Most people don't. Okay, but I want you to commit, not for anybody else, but for yourself. Because I love this quote here by Paulo Coelho. He wrote The Alchemist, a great book. At the moment of commitment, the universe conspires to assist you. And it's true. As soon as you go all in on your goals, things will move in your direction. Okay, so the number one decision you can make right now is to do every step. Now, the word decision is very important because the word decision comes from the Latin incision. And that means, what does incision mean? To cut, right? To make an incision. That means you cut away all other possibilities. You cut away all the bullshit you're telling yourself, all the excuses. When you make a decision, it means you cut away all other options. Okay, so I want you to make a decision to do every step of this program. Let go of what you know. The problem and the challenge for a lot of people in life, and maybe it could be your challenge, is that you know too much. You've had too much success. You know, it's something I'm always working on. That's why I continue to invest. If you know what I invest every year on mentors, courses, seminars, books, I'm always trying to learn. And I love being told, you know, that's not, there's a better way of doing that. I love that, okay? And I want you to embrace that now. Embrace learning new ways. Embrace listening. Embrace not knowing anything. You know, when I was building that big network in 2010 to 17, I was so proud of myself, always knowing the answer. I had the answer for everything. But I realized I became the expert, right? And when other people saw me, they said, I couldn't do what he does. He's too good. He knows too much. And this is something that affects all of your life, you know, in relationships, everything. If you know too much, then you're going to actually repel people. You're not going to attract people. So everything that's in this program, okay, I don't want you, if you heard it before, don't say, I already know this, I've heard it. No, because you're hearing it from a different perspective now. It might even be phrased differently. All right, so let go of that. So give me a 1 in the comments, in the chat, if you're ready to let go of all of what you know. Please, I need 10 ones in the chat. I need every single person to be willing to let go of exactly what they said they know, because you don't know. I want you to be curious. Curiosity gives you clarity. Okay? Good stuff. Keep it going. Keep it going. I love it. All right, so let go of that. Trust. Trust that if it's in the program, it's for a reason. If it's in the program, it's for a reason. I've worked, as I told you, with thousands of people. I've seen it all. I've heard it all. Everything is in here because it's going to move you in the direction of where you want to go. Okay? It's going to move you in the direction of where you want to go. I'm here to support you, to help you grow your business, but I cannot help you if you think you know it all. Okay, if you're the expert, I cannot help you. I can only help you if you come in brand new. Okay, that's my wish for you. Always be willing to embrace ignorance. Again, this is David Goggins. If you don't know David Goggins, you should follow him. You might need him for something in this course, actually, it's coming up. But always be willing to embrace ignorance. Okay, it sets you free, actually. So here's a surprise. I just decided this today, by the way, last night. It's called the Above and Beyond bonus. We haven't even got into it yet, and I'm giving you bonuses. No doubt some of you are absolute sickos like I am, right? And you love to go above and beyond and do extra things. So I'm going to challenge you guys now to really go above and beyond what you think you're capable of. We know if you listen to Joe Dispenza, he always talks about the body being a second brain. It remembers, okay? It remembers faster than this brain. If you listen to Tony Robbins, he talks about everything is based on your state, how you feel. Okay, every action you take is based on how you feel. So if you don't have energy, you definitely won't take action. So I want to challenge you to implement 3 upgrades in your life for the next 8 weeks. Okay, so these upgrades have a nutritional element, a physical element, and a ritual element, which I'll explain now. You don't have to do this. You can just follow the program, and trust me, there's going to be enough discomfort in the program for you. But this is for going above and beyond. How many times have you gone above and beyond for other people? Think about how many times people said, wow, you really went above and beyond for me. Yeah, some of you get that all the time. You're always going above and beyond for other people, but when's the last time you went above and beyond for yourself? So I'm going to challenge you to implement 3 upgrades for this 8 weeks. It's like 60 days. It's a season, okay? And I want you to do it. And I want it so bad, I'm going to do it with you. I'm going to do it with you, okay? So the nutritional element can be, I'm going to give you some examples. You can choose which one you like or a different one. One example could be intermittent fasting. Intermittent fasting is when you go 16 and 8, for example. So you don't eat for 16 hours and then you eat within an 8-hour window. So maybe you have your first meal, breakfast at 10, and then your last meal at 6. Or 12 and 8 in that window you eat. That's intermittent fasting. Powerful, very powerful thing you can do, not only for just burning fat, losing weight, but just for clarity, everything, energy, and just on a cellular level. You could do something like low carb or keto or even carnivore if you thought about it. You might do no alcohol, no fast food. I want you to do something nutritional, okay? So I want you to choose tonight after the call which nutritional element you're going to do, and I want you to post it in the Facebook group with the other 2 elements coming, okay? So if you know already you want to do one of these nutritional elements to go above and beyond, give me a 1 in the chat real quick. Give me a quick 1 if you know you want to do something like this for the 8 weeks. Who's here doing this? Louise's in, Irene's in, Desra's in, Layla's in, all the girls are in. Come on, fellas. Don't be lazy here. The fellas are thinking about their McDonald's and their Supermax now. Come on. Eddie, good man. There you go. So we're going to pick something yourself. Ralph, are you in? Oh, good man. My bad, Ralph. I didn't mean to let you. Jonas, you're into. Excellent. All right. Okay, so I want you to pick one of these nutritional elements. Kieran, don't be left out now. I know you want to do it too. And I want you to post it in the Facebook group, okay? Next, the physical. The physical element can be something, if you're already fit, maybe you do 2 workouts a day. So that could be like a stretch workout or a walk in the morning, and then you're doing a class or you're doing a run in the evening. It could be 2 workouts a day. Maybe you don't stretch at all, and now you're going to do yoga or stretching or Pilates. You just follow on YouTube for 30 minutes. That's enough. Maybe you're going to run, or you're going to do some body weight, push-ups, pull-ups, whatever. I want you to implement a physical element for the 8 weeks. And then the ritual element. This is the special one. This is the extra for you guys. So we're going to introduce what's called a 5 a.m. club. Now, some of you might have heard that. Okay, it's where you get up at 5 a.m. Now, for me, I can tell you, I'm creative at night. I come alive at this time of night. I love going to bed at 12 or 1. But I am going to do the 5 a.m. club for the next 8 weeks. I want you to do it too, if you're able to, if you're ready to make a decision, Latin for incision. And also you'll see a 10-minute meditation. Okay, very, very important to quieten the mind. Now you can do way longer, but at least 10 minutes, and 10-minute reading. Again, you can read more, but 10 minutes minimum. These are your 3 rituals, okay? And the rules are very simple. They must be done minimum 5 days a week. So you don't have to go for 7. You can sleep in for 2. You might even have a treat on the weekend, okay? I'm not here to try and make your life miserable. This is not the goal. But I want you to go above and beyond. This is a season. You know, when I used to lead big groups of people in business years ago, I tell them we have a season, a 60-day, a 30-day, a 90-day season. And we'd go all in for that season. And then we would have a reward at the end of it. The reward at the end of this is a totally powerful, new, revamped, re-energized, reprogrammed you. Okay? You do a before and after photo. You don't have to share it in the Facebook group, but you can if you want. Okay, at the end. And accountability every Friday. What that means is every Friday before the call or after the call, you put in, you stuck to your nutritional element, you did your physical, and you did your ritual. This is the accountability. Okay, this is the accountability. And you have to be honest. You can, if you lie, you're lying to yourself, right? So this is called the above and beyond bonus. Who's in? Who knows they're in right now? Give me an I'm in the comments if you know you're in. If you know for sure you're in. Now, don't jump the gun and then change your mind. We don't do that here. I see 3 in the chat. Will it get to 10? Will it? We're at 4 people. We're at 5 people. We're halfway there. These aren't bad numbers. 6 people. I'm not even going to look at the names yet. Who else is in? Michael, I know you're an athlete. 4 all-stars. Come on. Get in there. You can do this. You're already up at 6 anyway, I think. It's only 1 hour earlier. Louise in, Rodolfo in, Leila in, amazing. Desiree in, Jonas in, amazing Jonas. Irene in, awesome. Listen, guys, there's no pressure here, for sure. Michael's over. Go on, Michael, get in there. Get in there. Come on. Everyone's looking at you now. Okay, I think he's coming. Kira, there's a chat. Someone appeared here. He's in. I love it. Great. So if you're outside of Ireland, you don't know what the All-Stars mean. That means he was basically like a professional athlete back in the day and very, very top of the top. That's why he has those stars there. But that's another day's conversation. Listen, guys, I'm delighted you're in. We're going to hold each other accountable. For sure, it's not easy, okay? But let me know in the Facebook group tonight, are you going to do IF? Are you going to do low carb, keto? What's your physical going to be? You're going to get up, your meditation. Let's create this support. That's what the group is for, the community is for, okay? Awesome. Let's get on with it. Living with intention. This is a principle I want you guys to live with. Everything is intentional, okay? I want you to understand this concept. Every success that you can have in your life started because of your intention, okay? We literally live with the standards we tolerate. So from today, like with the above and beyond, we're going to raise our standards. Nobody can ever make us live in a better way, a healthier way. We have to make that decision. Okay, I love these 2 quotes. Vince Lombardi, the man atop the mountain didn't fall there. He's a famous American football coach. Okay, or the next quote, we can live our lives acting out of circumstance or acting out of vision. So we need to live with intention. We want to live with intention. And what I want you to do right now is a quick thing I do with all my clients. It's called a life satisfaction survey. So in your diary right now, in your mastery journal, I want you to write down these 8 areas of your life. Okay? I want you to write down these 8 aspects of your life right now. So we're going to do this actually right now on the call, because some of you have come into this with an idea of an area you want to improve. But remember, for me, the entrepreneur code is about part-time income to full-time freedom. This is all aspects. Having €1 million in the bank is not freedom. That's just having money. Freedom comes from your emotional health, your physical health, your relationship health. So once you have these written down, okay, I now want you to mark them. Just listen carefully after you have them written down. Okay. I want you to mark them from 1 to 10, 10 being ideal, like an ideal level of happiness for each area, and 1 being the worst. I don't want you to overthink it. I want you to quickly go through the list, start at the top, and mark it from 1 to 10, 10 being the best. Where are you currently at in your life in this area? Where are you currently at in your life in this area? Don't overthink it, Leila. I saw your eyes there. Don't be thinking. I want you to go into it. Whatever comes, whatever you feel like it is, write that down. Now, what's interesting when you look at these numbers, I want you to ask yourself, am I happy with that? Is that good enough, that score right now in that aspect? And you might think, you know, I just want to improve my finances, whatever. I want to improve my business, but all of these aspects are actually connected. Okay, because your performance comes down to your fulfillment, your happiness, your self-esteem. Okay, because even though you might be successful, you could be 10 times more successful if you had fulfillment and good levels of self-esteem, real deep fulfillment and self-esteem. If you have good relationships, either family, romantic, personal relationships, like great friends around you, great boyfriend, girlfriend, great parents, all of these things can accelerate and elevate your success. And at the end of this 8 weeks, I want you to increase all of the score at the end of the 8 weeks. So we're going to do this exercise on the last day, and we're going to look at where are we now. So I don't just want you to focus on my finances or my personal growth or my contribution. I want you to think of this as a complete picture. Okay. So leave a 1 in the comments if you were surprised by some of your scores. Leave a 1 if you were, okay, question, Irene, what's my contribution? Your contribution is how are you serving others, Irene? So what value are you bringing to other people? So if you were shocked by anything here, leave a 1 in the comments, because I know for me, when I do this, sometimes you're like, oh, I didn't realize that was quite so low. Okay. So I want you guys to really focus on bringing all of this numbers up. Okay. So this is all part of having a vision, having a clear vision for all areas of your life. So when you look at, you know, all aspects of your life that you just went through, those things we just mentioned, what is your vision for all of those areas? You know, probably some of you haven't even thought about those areas in a while, right? You're thinking about 2 or 3 all the time, but you're not actually giving the attention to the others. Okay, so I want you to ask yourself, what is my vision for all of those areas in my life? Now, why should you have a clear vision? What's the point? What most people don't realize is a vision, a real strong vision will actually inoculate. I don't want to say vaccinate, because there's a lot of negative connotations with the word vaccine. This will inoculate you from all distractions. A vision is what anchors you into where you're going. It's an anchor, not an anchor to hold you down, but an anchor to keep you grounded to where you're going. Getting super clear on your vision is one of the most valuable things you can do. I want you from today, and we're going to do this shortly, start creating that vision for all aspects of your life. Okay? So another thing with vision, a lot of people fail, I think, guys, is because they try to push themselves with motivation. How many guys have tried to get motivated before, right? You try to say, oh, I watch motivational stuff on YouTube, or I look at these things on Instagram. Motivation doesn't last. That's what Zig Ziglar, if you ever heard Zig Ziglar, he said, motivation is like bathing. Okay, it doesn't last. That's why we recommend it daily. Okay, you got to wash every day. We got to be motivated, but real motivation comes from inside, and it comes from a vision that can pull you. So whenever I do a leadership training, I always say to the guys in the company, I'll say, you can't push a wet noodle off a table. You have to pull it from the front. You can't push a wet noodle. Leadership is about leading from the front. Leading your life, creating vision for your life is about being pulled forward by a vision. It's not about pushing yourself into what you should do. So here's an exercise you're going to do this week, okay? You're going to see, what does a day in your life look like 5 and 10 years from now? I want you to schedule a day. So when you wake up, first of all, who's waking up next to you? He, she, what, where? What are they from? What are they like? What are their qualities? What time are you waking up? Are you still doing the 5 a.m. club? Or are you gone back to 9 or 10? Do you meditate? Do you read? Are you looking out on the ocean? Are you in a city? Are you in a tower in New York? Where are you living? What does life look like? What does your day look like? What's the first thing you do? Do you go get a coffee? Do you read the newspaper? Do you meditate? Are you in India on a retreat? What are you doing? Okay, this is such a critical success step, to schedule a day in the future and feel it. What does it feel like? Not what I think. And I don't want you to use your head here, guys. Don't use your head. I want you to start using your heart. I want you to feel it. You'll hear me talk about this a lot, from the heart, not from the head. You need a certain amount of logic. But let me tell you, if I listen to logic and I listen to influence around, I wouldn't be traveling around like I have been the last year all over the world. Like even the other day, speaking to someone, I think it's someone on this call actually, and last time I was talking to him, I was in Dubai a few weeks ago, 6 weeks ago. The next time I was in Greece. And then he said, where are you? And I was like, Spain. He said, do you not realize there's a pandemic going on? I said, I don't actually. I don't allow it into my world. And I'm not trying to make light of the situation, because I know some of you guys are in places you're not allowed move, right? But I'm here to tell you, you have to lead. If you lead with logic, you'll always be limited. When you make a decision from your heart, when it's important to you, you'll find a way. You'll look for a way to get around it when it's important to you. Okay, but when you lead from the head, when it's only mental, only logical, you'll always be limited. So right now we're in this season together where we're going to start creating that life that's 5-10 years from now. Okay, so I want you to create a detailed, specific, emotionally charged vision for what a day in your life looks like 5 years from now. Emotionally charged. I want you to feel it, like make you happy, make you cry, whatever. I want you to feel it. It has to be emotionally charged. Where are you living? Are you in Dubai? Are you in Brazil? Are you in Mexico? Are you in Ecuador? Where are you? I want to know, because this vision is going to be moving you. It's going to be pulling you. Okay. Next thing I want you to think about when it comes to this vision is, are you pulled by success or by significance? Because I know you guys on this call are already successful. You already are at a certain level, otherwise you wouldn't be here. Are you pulled by success? Are you pulled by significance? Success can be very limited sometimes. It can be very mental. It can be financial. It can be power. It can be ego. It can be all of these things. Significance is a different energy. Significance is about elevating yourself to a higher level of consciousness and a higher level of contribution. So I want you to comment now, do you want success or do you want significance? Let me know in the chat what you want, because significance is going to take you to a whole other level. Some of you have success, making 6-7 figures a year. Some of you guys, I know that. That's not significance, that's success. And after a while, that success is like, okay, then what? Significance is when you're in complete contribution, complete service to others. And success, if you have a roadblock on a path to success, it can sometimes stop you. But when you are being pulled by significance, there's very little that can stop you. Does that make sense to everybody? Give me a 1 if that makes sense. Give me a 1 if all that makes sense so far, right? So make a decision today when you're creating your vision. Is it for success or is it for significance? Because there's a big difference. So your life right now is better than you think. And I want you to ask yourself a couple of questions. I want you to write these down. You don't have to answer right now, but I want you to think about this tonight, because it's so easy to be negative. It's so easy to blame. I want you to think about, what am I grateful? And this is, some of you guys, just gratitude stuff. This is important. You paid to be here. This is for a reason. Everything is in here for a reason. Let me tell you. What's worth celebrating in my life? What am I proud of right now? Because remember earlier I talked about, we have to raise a vibration. We have to change our state. We have to change our energy. And we cannot get to a high level of vibration if we are in a place of scarcity, if we're in a lack mindset, if we're in a doubt, insecure mindset. So we have to have tools prepared to build us up, to bring that self-esteem higher. So I want you to think about, what am I grateful for right now? Write down one or two things on your list. What's worth celebrating in my life? What am I proud of right now? Now, I want you to sit with this later, and I want you to feel that stuff again, right? Because there's some things that I'm grateful that I'm breathing. That's great, but if thinking it's not good enough, I want you to feel it. Are you with me? I want you to feel it. As I said, you're going to hear that a lot from me throughout this course. This is so important. I want you to have this list. Actually, I want you to look at it every day. When you wake up at 5 a.m. and you're doing meditation, I want you to have a look and say, okay, I need to remind myself every single day. Now we're going to help you find your gift. Your gift to this world, guys, is basically very, very simple. What do you do best with the least amount of effort? You know, this is where real confidence comes from. A lot of people are lacking confidence because they're doing something that's not in alignment with who they are. Now, this can be a tough question. I see some of you looking stunned. Rodolfo looks like he's just been given a serious puzzle here. What do I do best? A tough one. You know, some people never find the answer to this question in their life. But what do I do best with the least amount of effort? What would simply bring me joy if I just started doing it? This is a powerful question. What makes me happy just by doing it? Okay, what we're doing with all these questions and with the more questions that are coming is we're going to start to shape this vision for your life. Because if you don't answer these questions and you're trying to create a vision for your life, you're just going to go with what you think it should be, what other people have told you it should be. Okay, what your mental game tells you. It's not going to be what you really believe. So these questions are so important to find your truth. Answer this question. I know I'm most alive, most energized when what? I know I'm most alive, what are you doing when that makes you feel most alive, most energized? I knew this back in 2009 when I was working on the ships. You know, I was sleeping 4 hours a night, sometimes less, okay? Because we'd finish work at 10 p.m. and then we'd all go to the crew bar for drinks. And we'd be drinking till 2 o'clock in the morning, and I'd be up at 6 again. I did that for a year straight. I slept 3 or 4 hours a night for a year. But I felt most alive. How I could do it is I was on stage 4 or 5 days a week speaking. I was teaching health, wellness, nutrition back then. I had doctors, surgeons in the audience, and I was telling them what they didn't know. But I felt alive because I knew that was what I was meant to do. And I've traveled the world for over 10 years, speaking all over the world. And sometimes I've been so hungover going on stage, like when I was 25, I was at an event, we did a tour of America, me and 2 other guys. And, you know, we'd do an event and then we'd go out. And then the next day we'd have another event and another training. And I'd be, you know, we'd hungover or whatever, because we'd had some drinks the night before, and I'd get up on stage and boom, because that was what I was most alive, most energized. You know, or even if I was sick, if I had the flu or something, or I was sick or whatever it was, or exhausted, I could still always switch it on because it energized me. I want you to answer this question for yourself. I know I'm most alive when, because a lot of you guys and people in general are doing things that, you know, they thought they should do. People told you should do. It's what your family did. It's what you fell out after school, is what you fell into. Okay, very important to answer these questions. I want to help you go deeper here. These are questions that help you find your purpose and maybe your business. Some of you guys want to start new businesses. I know that. Some of you guys want to start your own thing. And this is how you're going to find it. Okay, this is how you're going to find it. Write this question in your mastery journal. What problem have you solved or hurdle have you overcome in your life? Now, I know some of you have been through some tough things. I know some of you guys have been through some really tough stuff, right? I want you to think about, what have I overcome? What skills have I mastered? What are you really good at? You know, this is how you become a really successful entrepreneur, by the way. Like, when you're working for someone else, you only have to master a couple of things. You don't even have to master them, you just have to be good enough to meet their requirements. But to have freedom where you can live on your terms, when you can live independently, you have to have things that you have mastered. And most people don't even realize what they've mastered. They take it for granted. They're so busy, distracted by their job, they don't even have time to think about what they should be doing. What's the most painful thing you have ever been through? Now, you're going to start feeling some things here. That's okay. Feel it. Next week, I'm going to show you really how to feel that stuff and how to heal from that. Because all the shit in your head that you're feeling, all that pain is actually there to serve you. You just haven't learned how to leverage it yet. Leave a 1 in the comments if you've ever been through something tough. I'm just curious. Just put a 1 in the chat now if you've ever been through something challenging. Just leave a 1. If you haven't yet, leave a 1. If you've ever been through. If you don't leave a 1 in the chat, I know you're just lying. Because I know you've been through something challenging. Everybody has. What makes you different than anyone else on the planet? Answer this. What makes you different than anyone else on the planet? What do you do? What can you do that other people can't do? Guys, I'm so excited for you to find some answers to these questions or some new answers. And maybe it's the first time you even thought about this stuff. There's so much power in answering these questions and getting real truth answers to these questions. It can transform your life. It will transform your life. These 4 questions alone can help you build a multi-million-dollar business. Because when you start to understand what you've overcome, the skills you've mastered, you understand the most painful thing you've been through, and you learn how to use that to serve other people. There's no limit to what you can achieve. What is the one thing other people ask you for help with? Now, it'll be funny when you think about this and you're wondering, why haven't I ever done something with this? People always ask me for help with XYZ. Yeah, you can leave it in the chat if you want. Yeah. If you want to write the answer in the chat, that's also a good idea. What is the one thing other people ask you for help with? Okay. So I have a document. I'm going to put it into the Facebook group. And there is a lot inside there, a lot of more questions like this. Okay. And what I want you to do is one of the success steps which you're going to see at the end. I want you guys to really dive into these questions. Okay. So give me a 1 in the chat if you're going to dive into these questions this week. Because let me tell you this, the right question is the answer you're looking for. The right question is always the answer. The right question is always the answer. Remember that. And these questions are going to dig up some things that have been buried in you for a long time. Okay, so in the Facebook group, I will be adding that, and you will see that document, and I want you to answer all of it. Just like all the questions you've answered since now, I want you to spend time with this. I want you to find some silence in your time to answer these questions. Okay, Albert Einstein said the only source of knowledge is experience. And you guys have so much experience. It doesn't matter, if people on this call were 19 years of age, you have experience at 19. When I was 23, I was teaching doctors about nutrition. You're never too old to learn. You're never too young to teach. You are an expert in something. You have mastered something, and there's areas you can continue to master. but I want you to start using your power, using your pain for power. Okay, and throughout this 8 weeks, I'm going to show you how to transmute all of your pain, how to heal it and how to transmute it into power for you so you can leverage it. Okay, this is how you can build a big business. And if you already have a business, this is how you're going to scale it up to a whole new level. So are you getting value from these questions? Let me know in the chat if you're getting value from these questions so far and what we've covered up to this point. I want to know if you're with me. If you're finding some value here, let me know in the chat if you find these things valuable so far. Now, again, like I said at the beginning, I want you to let go of your expertise of what you know, what you think you know. I know this, I did this before. Do it again. I don't care if you've done something like this or something similar or anything like this. Do it again. Okay? So the success steps, these are the action steps you're going to take for between now and the next call. Okay? And these are so important. They're weekly strategy steps. This is what's going to move you into action. And this is why the Facebook group is so important, to hold you accountable, for people to communicate. Let's say you're having a struggle with a question, like what's your best at, or you're struggling to do something. Put a question in the Facebook group, say, hey, anybody else struggling with this? Someone else will be good where you're struggling, and you'll be good where someone else is struggling. So I want you to engage in the group, and I want you to start putting your feedback and what you're discovering about yourself and these steps into the group. So I want you to commit to the above and beyond challenge. Okay. So you've already committed here. I want you to commit again on the group. I want you to tell us what you're doing from each element. Remember? So the ritual, the nutritional, the physical. I want you to say what time you're getting up, what nutritional you're doing, what training you're doing. I want you to review the life satisfaction survey and look at what areas you want to improve. So I want you to work on that vision. Okay, I want you to work on that vision for 5 years, 10 years out. I want you to look at the aspects you're struggling with in the life satisfaction survey. Is it your finances? Is it your business? Is it your relationships? Is it your self-esteem and your confidence? I want you to sit with that. Look at all the questions we went through. Okay, go through all these questions in detail, but I want you to do it from the heart. Please don't do it like homework. It's not homework. Okay, it's life work. Okay, don't just do it from your head, do it from your heart. And I know that sounds cheesy, but you're going to come to a point in your life when you realize that most of the stuff in your head is bullshit, and everything that's guiding you, your truth, is in your heart, in your soul. And I don't care if it sounds cheesy for you. I know this from my experience. The sooner you can get to the heart is the sooner you find peace. You find your confidence, your self-esteem, your power. It's in your heart. It's in your soul. It's not in your head. Your head is just a vehicle for it. Okay? Review the finding my purpose questions. I really want you to dig deep into those questions. I really want you to dig deep into those questions. Where you struggle, what pain have you been through? What have you overcome? What do people ask you for help with? What makes you unique? Because there's a business in there. There is income in there. There is contribution in there. And I'm going to give you one other exercise that I haven't actually put in the success steps, but it's something I always do with my clients. And I always ask them, let me know if you're going to do this. It's an extra one, bonus one. I want you to text 4 or 5 people, okay? Some that are, very well, some that are just like acquaintances, and ask them, what are 2 or 3 words that come to mind when you think of me? Okay? So this is a very powerful exercise. You can ask 1 or 2 of your friends, and some of you are thinking, oh, they're only going to make fun of me. That's fine. To pick 1 or 2 people that are going to make fun of you. Definitely do that. This is about getting outside your comfort zone. It's not about, what did I say? If you want everyone to like you, sell ice cream. Okay. There's no other way everyone's going to like you. So get comfortable with it. Pick 1 or 2 family members, but don't worry about them too much, because they're going to give you all nice things. And we don't necessarily want nice things. Like, some people are going to say you're kind, you're generous, you're loving. Oh, you're so sweet. Oh, geez, you're just the loveliest person I've ever met. We don't want that necessarily. If it's true, great. But we also want, sometimes you're a bit lazy. We also want, you know, you're capable of more, but you don't take action. You start things, but you don't finish. Yeah, you're a really good speaker. You're a really good listener. You're really good with helping out other people. I want you to ask 4 or 5 people to tell you 4 or 5 things that they think of when they think of you. Give me a 1 in the chat if you're in for this. Give me a 1 in the chat if you're in. Again, it's about being all in, guys. Like I asked you at the start, commit to being all in. Commit to yourself. Commit here to being all in. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Keep going. 1 if you're in to do this. It's powerful, actually. You'll be surprised what comes back. And here's the critical part. When you text them, you say, and it could be on Instagram or Facebook or email or WhatsApp, you say, please be honest. Tell them we're still friends. Don't just give me the safe answer. Please give me the words you think of when you think of me. Okay, this is a powerful thing. It's going to fit in really well with what we just went through, okay? Okay, guys, final reminders. Join the Facebook group if you haven't. Some of you guys still haven't gone over to the Facebook group. You need to, because everything is going to be in there. Fast communication, updates, documents, everything is going to be in there. Post your success stories, post your accountability, your wins. There's a 24-hour, I won't be able to answer every question immediately, but sometimes other people in the group can answer. That's okay. I want you guys to create that kind of connection, okay? Because also, guys, a lot of you are in business. It's good to network, good to build relationships. The form will be put into the group as well. And the recording of this call will be on my website, okay, by Thursday. Okay, so I'm putting it on my website. You're going to get login details for you to log in, and you will have access to this. So make sure you save my website, theaideanobrien.com, as a bookmark, and you'll have quick access to all of that. This was, I know we went deep. I know I gave you a lot of stuff for the first one, but I think this was a great start. We've stimulated, we've stirred up some questions inside you. I want you to review everything, all the notes you've taken. I want you to review the challenges. I want you to think about your success steps here, like we just went through. And again, I want you to really recommit yourself. Have a conversation with yourself tonight. Okay, have a conversation and recommit yourself to this. Recommit yourself to going all in. Okay, this is your 8 weeks. This is completely for you. I know some of it's uncomfortable. I know some of it, like I already know, that's all fear. That's all insecurity. It's all imposter syndrome. It's all doubt. It's the shadow self. It's the darkness. I want you guys to let go of that. I want you to fight through that. I want you to ignore that. We have a group for that reason. When you feel that, put it in the group. Someone's going to pick you back up, because when you're up, someone is down, but when you're down, someone else will be up. Okay. So any questions from tonight, put them in the Facebook group. Anything else you need to know or look, put them in the Facebook group. If you want a direct answer from me, put it in the group for the live call on Friday. Okay. Awesome job, everybody. I'm delighted you're all here. I can't wait to keep rocking on. We're just starting. We're just warming up. There's actually so much. There's so much to, let me just take a quick story. There's so much to go through. You guys have no idea what's coming. That's not a good sound, but everything is okay. I'm just going to take a quick shot of you beautiful people here. It's very important. Anything you're posting as well online, guys, make sure you tag me in and I can retag you guys as well. And also make sure hashtag the entrepreneur code, hashtag commit to living as well. And I'll reshare your stuff. Amazing. Love the energy, guys. Love the engagement. There's so much, a lot to work with. Yes, Jonas, there's a lot to work with. Absolutely. This is just the beginning. You guys didn't pay for a holiday. You're here to change your lives forever, to go to the next level. I'm so excited to work with you guys. Well done. Congratulations for being here. And I will see you all on the Q&A call on Friday. Have a good one. See you guys later.
See you. Thank you.
My pleasure. See you guys. Well
Thanks
done.
a lot.
Great job.
Thank you. See you next time.
See you next week.
Thanks very much, Ed, and well done.
Thanks, Michael. See you.